It's Alf Cammeron. It's the Raptor Foundation, and I've got a bird here called Captain Scarlet, who's a Bataleur eagle. She's from South Africa. She's got a bit of a story. Somebody tried to smuggle her into the country, inside a drain pipe, inside a suitcase, and she was seized by customs at Heathrow. She was a 23 Squadron mascot. 23 Squadron have disbanded now, so she no longer has a squadron. But she's a Bataleur eagle from South Africa, as I said, and she hunts snakes naturally in the wild.
She's an absolutely beautiful bird. What does she weigh?
I'm not sure what she weighs, to be honest. She's quite heavy on my hands, so that's why I've got her resting on my knee. She'll probably live to maybe 30, 40 years old, and I think she's about 4 or 5 at the minute. So she's going to need a lot of looking after. She lives in the Raptor Foundation, which is down near St Ives in Cambridgeshire. They have hundreds of birds of prey down there, and they fly twice, sometimes 3 times a day. They also do experience days. You can get some photography of wild birds in a natural environment, flying, and you can go hunting as well as another experience.
Yeah. What does she eat?
She'll eat over here in the wild. She would eat snakes and that kind of thing from the desert in Africa, but she would eat day-old chicks or mice here.
Okay, you've got quite a few birds on display here today. Would you just give us a bit of an insight into the birds that you have?
Sure. We've got Troy, who's a red-tailed buzzard from North America, and she's actually the 56 Squadron mascot. 56 Squadron are the I-Star trials unit here at RAF Waddington. So she's our mascot, and she'll come up for special occasions. She's sat just behind me. Next to her is Star, who's a Saker falcon. Saker falcon would naturally come from Hungary, Czechoslovakia kind of area. A little bit bigger than the British peregrine falcon. Next to her we've got Gem, who's a Harris hawk. Again, North America. Unusual thing about Harris hawks, they hunt in packs, so they're known as the wolf of the sky. Birds of prey, females are always bigger than males, and in the Harris hawk community, a pack would be led by a dominant female. Moving on down from there, there's a small kestrel who's only 3 weeks old, which is a British bird. So this is her first time out in amongst the public, and she's he or she, we don't know yet because it's not old enough to determine the sex, is doing really well at the air show. From there we've got another couple of British birds, which are the barn owls, and they were born in the Raptor Foundation a year ago, Mickey and Minnie. Behind them is a ferruginous eagle, which is a North American eagle. What else have we got? We've got white-faced scops, which is the other African bird here, white-faced scops owl, which is a very small owl, about the same size as a British little owl, and they would eat small mammals and insects.
Okay, you must take a lot of keeping and looking after. I mean, what sort of expenses is involved, and also how many members of staff actually look after them?
Well, the Raptor Foundation is a charity, so they're based on, they get charity donations, but they also have a visitor centre, so they fly twice, 3 times a day. They do the experiences, and all that pays for the upkeep of the birds. People like the RSPCA will bring damaged animals in. They can be released back into the wild. They will be if they can, and they'll look after them for the duration of their life. Generally, the staff, they've got a cafe there, so and they've also got some meerkats down there as well as another alternative attraction. Yeah. So there would maybe be 4, 5, 6 people at any one time. School holidays, it's going to be busier, so they would have more staff.
Excellent. I've got a young lady just stood next to me. What's your name, love?
My name's Charlotte.
Charlotte. Now, what do you think to this bird here?
She's really big and she's really beautiful.
Isn't she? Isn't she absolutely wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other birds, what do you think to those?
I love barn owls. They're my favourite birds of prey, and I love them. And we've got a barn owl who lives right near our house.
Yeah. And don't they do a wonderful job looking after these birds?
Yeah. Because it's amazing how much time they actually spend time with them. Because like there's a little one that's only 3 weeks old, and he's going to need a lot of care. And all that.
Charlotte, thank you very much indeed. And thank you very much indeed. That's absolutely stunning, that bird is. That's wonderful.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.